key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially up towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up. Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. The great one in that last game against the Rockets delivered quite a performance. He had 46 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, Greg, you know where I'm going. He was a stat sheet stuffer in that game. Did a little bit of everything and did it all well.
Clark, trying to find players that complement each other is such a big factor in the NBA. How much do differing styles of play matter for a low-block pairing, for instance?
Kevin, I think it's critical. You need guys that have complementary skills. Somebody that can score it with his back to the basket deep in the post. And then that other big guy has to be more versatile. He has to be a good passer from every angle in the post area. And he has to be a guy who can make shots in that 12 to 17-foot range. So you have the kind of spacing that's ideal for two good inside players.
Here are the Magic now. After Gordon Hayward's miss. Payton outside. Here's Isaac. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Isaac's got 6 here in this quarter.
And Isaac takes no time getting his shot off. He's got a lethal, quick release.
There's the pick. Here's Irving. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Vucevic, he's checked in for Payne.
And Elfrid Payton was drafted 10th back in 2014, played 3 years at Louisiana Lafayette. Very young for a junior in terms of his age. The story goes that he started kindergarten when he was only 3 years old. Man, that kid got an early start on schoolwork, and he looks like a really smart player, too.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
The kick out to Irving. There's the dish to Adrian. The pass to the great one. Picked by Horford. Outside Irving. And it's off from three-point range. The Magic trail by 10. Clark for 3, and that's basket number 4. He's taken 9 shots to this point.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
Hayward passes to the great one. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Now, here's Vucevic. He has 7. There's the pick. Pass to Isaac. Just 5 to shoot. Gordon with the screen for Payton. Shoots off the screen. That shot is off. And the Celtics going the other way now. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with a win.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Greg, we know how important it is when you can go to your reserves without much drop-off in production. It gives you a big advantage. I know they'd love to see that again tonight.
Isaac misses. Boston leading by 9. Here's the great one. He's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws. And 100% free throwing for the quarter, That's superb.
Orlando making some changes. Terrence Ross is checked in for Isaac. Simmons comes in for Ian Clark. And it's Holiday in for Elfrid Payton. Now here is Holiday. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Here's Gordon. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Cleveland.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
And Boston has possession. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game, to the left wing. Here's Rozier. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Vucevic dishes to Simmons. Gordon kicks to Holiday. Now here's Vucevic. He's guarded closely. Count it. Good. Vucevic has got 9.
And Vucevic is a guy who constantly keeps defenders guessing when he has the ball deep in the post. Just an excellent finisher at the rim.
And so it's Boston.
Thank you, Kevin. Another has been the key the last few games.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back. And now the third quarter about to get going. It's been one outstanding game from the Great One.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
And you know what, Greg? He's showing no signs of slowing down now. This game has been all him, and he's been a force.
Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. Payton is out there with Ian Clark, and it's Isaac in at the 3.
That's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
Hayward passes to Irving. Back to Hayward. Here's the Great One. Defended by Gordon. No good from the Great One.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it. But you know what? He didn't. It happened.
And pushing it up, here's Boston. Adrian, that's good. Adrian's got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics. Orlando's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Feeds it to Payton from past the arc. And Horford pulls it down. Horford's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3. And Al Horford just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism. But Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
Offensive rebound. Here's Vucevic, and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts, and a chance for one more here.
Man, I like the way Vucevic, after contact, continues to work through and concentrate on the bucket. That's a credit to his body control.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. And those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter. Celtics leading by 12. Horford with a screen on Payton. Hayward outside. Irving for 3. Another miss by Irving.
You know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
And pushing it up, here's Boston. Here's the great one. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Yeah, and give it up for the feed from Horford. He's a playmaker, and you love having a big man show off that kind of vision.
The Magic trail by 14. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game play.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
Yep, they sure did. Seemed like they had them completely figured out. Hammered them with their aggressive defense throughout the game.
And Orlando making a change here. Payne's checked in. Kicks to Clark. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Pass to Isaac. Dishes it to Clark. Clock at 6. Kick by Vucevic. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
The shot's good from the great one.
He is in the zone. There's a reason he keeps getting the ball. They're feeding him because they trust him to lead their team.
Snatched away. Unhindered. Going all the way. Trips down the breakaway slam.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Yeah, it looks too easy for him. Almost looks too easy for him, I should say, Greg. I mean, their chemistry really, really at a high level.
Here are the Magic now, following the bucket by the Celtics. And it's Vucevic missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
The Magic trail by 18. Here's Isaac. He's got 9. Here's Adrian, and some very quick points for him on that possession. Adrian's got 6 points in the quarter. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Celtics.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And you look at the post-up bangers.
Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now here is Holiday. He's guarded closely. Gordon a screen. Outside Holiday. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Brown. The shot by Holiday, no good. Greg, why is it, do you think, that teams want those more floor-bound, post-up big men like Vucevic coming off the bench?
I think 2 things. First of all, their defensive shortcomings are less exposed playing against other reserves. Also, their ability to create offense on the block has more value with that second unit because that group tends to have their struggles in terms of scoring the basketball.
Here's the screen. Pass to Ross. Gordon a screen. With some arc. No good from Ross.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
41 seconds left to play in the third. Here's the great one. Rozier the pass to Yabusele. It's Brown on the wing. Tries again, and he hits the jump shot. Brown's got 7.
I like the confidence and the assurance that Brown is taking these shots with. I mean, his mid-range game is actually on point.
Brown against Simmons. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That's his first foul. Now a timeout called by Boston. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Yeah, and from the start, Greg, you could tell they were ready to go. Loved how fearless they were, confident, aggressive, attack mode. They don't care where the games are played. They're ready to get it done.
The great one. Can't hit that one. And so it's Boston. feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Now let's listen in to Frank Vogel's huddle.
Look, they can't guard great passing. Good passing.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. We've got the great one, Hayward out there with Rozier. Then there's Horford. And it's Tatum in at the 4 slot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
Here's Holiday following the basket by Al Horford. There's a good screen. Vucevic dishes to Ross. In the corner, it's Gordon. Sinks the triple.
Boy, I like the confidence here. Gordon is excellent at realizing when he has room to shoot, even before he has the ball. That's what we call seeing a play ahead.
Here's Rozier. And there's the feed to Horford. Here's the great one. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Ross has got 4 rebounds in this game. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. And Holiday kicks to Ross. Pass to Vucevic. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
Well, I like the edge I'm seeing from Vucevic now. I mean, just commanding the ball in his spots and going to work on the defense.
Now here's Tatum. At the elbow, Horford. Hayward, right side. And it's off from 3-point range. The Magic trail by 14. Ross on the wing. From outside the arc. Here's Vucevic. And it's sent back by Horford. The great one passes to Tatum. Fires the 3. And the basket by Rozier. And the Celtics lead by 17.
Yeah, I like how Tatum surveys the floor. Great at looking for his teammates, especially when they're open.
Clark, you were a strong free throw shooter when you played. Why do some big men have such a hard time being at least serviceable at the free throw line?
Well, I'm not as big as some of the biggest guys that have the most trouble. Typically, you see guys north of 6'8", 6'9", struggling tremendously from the line in general. And because of that, I think sometimes it's the mechanics of shooting the ball, and big hands can sometimes be a hindrance to that. Oftentimes, it's a matter of how much do you work at it, and how soon do you start working at it. A lot of times, big guys tend to focus on their post moves and scoring the ball close to the bucket and not as much as shooting. But you're seeing more and more big guys with sweet strokes, and I think it's a matter of, again, basic fundamentals, mechanics, and then putting in hours and hours and hours of work on it.
Here's Clark following the basket by Al Horford. Clark dishes to Vucevic.
Well, you know, as the NBA continues to change, Nikola Vucevic is an interesting case study. He's got the skill level for today's game, but the question is, does he have the mobility? He's not that quick of foot, and that's been problematic for him.
Irving's checked in for Rozier.
Boy, you look at the wingspan of Vucevic, and it covers a lot of territory. Not many defenders catch up to his release, and his mere presence on defense is disruptive.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's the great one.
Boom!
That's how you attack.
Oh, man. my.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up.
Yes, he does. That's what we call helium. Yeast rising and helium floating.
Here's Holiday after the basket by Boston. Gordon inside, covered by Irving, and it's Gordon missing.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Here's Holiday following the basket by Al Horford. Here's Clark. And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what, to me, marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game.
Here's Irving following the score by Aaron Gordon. Ball stolen. Here's Clark. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Oh, that's great D there. A little petty larceny as he just picks his pocket and takes it coast to coast for the finish.
Irving kicks to Horford. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Here's Clark. He dishes it to Ross. Picked by Vucevic. Clock at 6. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And, you know, with his athleticism, you like to see Ross attacking the defense like that.
That free throw good from Ross. And the NBA has a concerted effort to lower the amount of back-to-back games for the players. Clark, should they stretch out the season even further?
No, the ideal solution, Kevin, would be to reduce the number of games, to cut a month off the season. That would be the way to get to where we need to get to. The season should be 66 to 70 games. It should be spaced out over a 6-month period. And if you cut 12 to 16 games, then you would be able to actually get fewer number of back-to-back. Stretching the season out longer, to me, is not the answer. Reducing the number of games would be the best way to get to the solution. But that toothpaste is out of the tube, and I don't know if we can ever get it back in.
Agreed. Here's Irving after the made shot from Nikola Vucevic. The three. And again, Boston with the triple.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Clark, you know we like to reach out to the fans and have them send in questions, so I've got one right now. Here's Alex in Ohio, of all places. He asks, what sport other than basketball are you best at?
I specialized early, Alex. I was a decent athlete, had good hands, could catch and throw a football pretty well, but didn't like the contact there. Right now, I'm actually just a good workout guy, and I'm trying to become a better than average golfer.
First one falls for him. And Clark, we saw this a bit last season. When a team is up and it's garbage time, are there unwritten rules as far as shooting or scoring go?
Yeah, I think you always want to play within the spirit of the game, the spirit of the rules, the respect of the game, and the respect of your opponent. So, to me, that should be, you try to always do what's right and just and fair at all times. And late game situations create an environment where you want to always take the high road and play the game with a honoring attitude towards your opponents in the game.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. And let's take a peek at the players contending for a spot in the dunk contest this year. Each and every one of these guys can do amazing things around the bucket.
And they will. I guarantee you that we're going to see things in this year's contest that we've never seen before. Those fellas have some tricks up their sleeve for sure.
Well, you look at the great one. He's definitely got a shot of making it to the top 4 slots this year. We'll just have to see if he ends up moving up.
Listen, I know this guy is hoping he gets the opportunity to be a part of it this year, and it would be a huge disappointment for him if he's not able to showcase some of those phenomenal dunking skills.
And so that's the breakdown as it currently stands. We'll be keeping you all updated with the latest info and, of course, our final list of contestants as we get closer.
Yeah, and if they don't invite me to be a judge, I'm still going.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, the Great One.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. And Brown drops them both. And we just had one of the closer MVP races in recent memory. Clark, do you define the MVP as a player with the most impressive stats, or the best player on the best team, or somewhere in between?
Kevin, to me, the MVP is an individual award. Clearly, we play a team game in the NBA, and a team's performance is part of that, but it's a small part of it to me. An MVP performance is one that not only has consistent high-level statistical production, influences winning at a good rate, but also stands out in the magnitude of the moments this player has over the course of the season. Those two things drive the needle for me as an MVP voter if I had such a vote.
So it's Orlando now. Michael Beasley missing his last shot. There's the dish to Simmons. He kicks it to Vucevic. No one near Payton as he lets it go. Payton can't get that one to fall. Boston's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Here's the great one. That one, no good. Simmons with the defensive effort. Orlando's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. The shot by Marion, no good. Boston shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. Rozier kicks to Beasley.
Watch out for Rose. Come on now, throw it down.
And going to the windmill dunk to turn this place on its ear.
This crowd is stunned.
Boy, I tell you what, as well they should be, Kevin. I mean, that was one extravagant finish.
Payton attacking. That's tipped.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Celtics.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And, you know, against a conference opponent, Greg, who you're going to see 4 times total on the season, a 2-0 advantage is pretty healthy.
And, you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for the great one.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got. And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Now here's Payton, Vucevic, and Rozier pulls it down. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance